Hey, what's going on, Guardians? My name is the Black Link, and Destiny 2 Forsaken, the official start of Destiny 2 Year 2, is out. And if I do say so myself, it's actually pretty good. It is chock full of new things to do, new areas to explore, and new loot to grind for. Indeed, there is a lot of stuff going on with this and a lot of stuff to cover. But one of the first things that I really wanted to talk about and make a quick guide video for was public events. We've got a couple of brand new public events within the Tangled Shore, the new reef world space that you'll be exploring throughout your time in Destiny 2 Forsaken. Heroic public events, of course, are still one of the best ways to level yourself up and get yourself some gear as you push your way towards the new soft cap of 500 power. But there are a lot of Guardians out there who are having a rough time figuring out exactly how to activate the heroic variant for each of these new public events, so we figured we'd make a quick guide showing you exactly how you can do that. Now, there are two public events we'll be covering in this video for the Tangled Shore. We've got the Cryo-Pod public event, which is kind of like dropping a giant cell from the Prison of Elders with a boss that you have to take out, and the Ether Abomination public event, where you'll be taking on the Scorn as they try to drain some ether from some corrupted servitors. Both of these public events are brand new to Destiny, and thankfully the methods for unlocking the heroic variants are also pretty easy. Alright, let's start off with the Cryo-Pod public event. This event centers around you trying to defeat an enemy who's just escaped from the Prison of Elders. When this public event starts, you'll need to defeat a group of enemies who will spawn, including one major, and will attempt to break out the enemy locked inside of the pod. When you take out that first wave, the boss comes out, you usually burn him down, and that's how you complete the normal version of this event. But in order to activate the heroic, here's what you need to do. When the public event starts, you're going to be faced with a group of enemies that's going to be dropping. This will be a mob of enemies with one major tied to it. It's usually like a witch or a servitor or something like that. After you've defeated that group, the boss enemy imprisoned within the pod will escape. This is where the real challenge begins, because most people will just burn down that boss and complete the public event as normal. But when you've taken down a bit of that boss's health, you'll notice he spawns a bit of a damaging AoE field around the pod itself. It's almost a bit like the heat shield on the Cabal Rig event in the EDZ. But this is exactly what you're looking for. When this spawns, take a look at the pod itself. There will be 4 vents towards the bottom on the left and right side of it. When this field goes up, some of those vents will start pushing out steam. This is your sign to attack them. You want to blow up the vent that's pushing out the smoke. Once you've dealt enough damage to it, it'll break and an orb will drop from it. You can pick this orb up and throw it at the boss. Now, it won't deal any damage to him, but you'll notice that as you start to hit the boss with this orb, they start to frost over just a little bit, and you'll get a bit of a text marker at the bottom of the screen. And doing so will activate the heroic version of this public event, keeping the boss on lockdown while spawning additional waves of enemies. Now your objective is going to change. Rather than killing that boss, you're going to need to stand next to them so that you can build up some points and then transmat them out of there. Basically what you're doing here is you're returning them right back to the Prison of Elders from whence they just escaped. And that is pretty much it, Guardians. Once you've gotten to this step, you're basically just going to be standing by the boss, kind of like a normal Warsat public event, until that meter fills up, taking on additional waves of enemies that are going to continually spawn until the public event comes to a close. Then this is exactly what you're looking to do with this event. You'll need to break those vents, pick up those orbs, and then toss them at the boss. Now there was a bit of a question as to how many orbs you needed to hit. Some people were saying 3. I've actually seen it done with 2. You just need to hit him with 2 of those orbs within a pretty quick time frame. It's like 2 within 10 seconds or something like that. But doing so should freeze the boss in place, activating the heroic version of this public event. And it's really that simple, Guardians. Simply kill the initial waves of ads, damage the boss when that field comes up, break the vents, throw the orbs at the boss, freeze him in place, and you're good to go. It's really nothing too much to worry about. Now, next up for the Ether Abomination Heroic. This one's a little bit weirder. This public event only spawns in certain places within the Tangled Shore. But it's a public event revolving around the Scorn draining dark ether from some corrupted servitors. During this event, you're defending a centralized location from waves of Scorn. As part of those waves, eventually some captains are going to pop up. These will be major level enemies. And when you kill these captains, the servitors that they're standing near will start to push out some dark ether. It's pretty noticeable. They'll start being drained of these giant white orbs that will be sucked into the middle zone. And thankfully, activating the heroic version of this public event is simple. Well, at least it's simple to explain. Once you've defeated these captains, a bunch of concentrated ether is going to start floating from these servitors over towards the middle. You're going to need to destroy all of this concentrated ether, every last one, before they reach the middle and are absorbed. And you're going to need to do this for the 3 different sides facing the 3 different servitors. Once you've done this for all 3 sides, the heroic event will trigger. So make sure your team is really on point trying to hit these orbs. It doesn't take much damage to pop them, but a lot of them do come out. So if you're a solo player, it can be rather difficult to make sure that you hit all of them before they get absorbed in the middle. If you're a Titan, definitely make use of your Rally Barricade's ability to continuously feed you ammo so that you can just keep shooting, taking these things out, and making sure that not a single one gets past your eye. But again, if you can destroy all the orbs coming from all 3 sides, you will have activated the heroic version of this public event. Congratulations, this one was a little tougher than the last one. But there you go, Guardians, that's how you can activate the heroic version of the new public events that have been introduced as part of the Tangled Shore here in Destiny 2 Forsaken. Now, there are public events tied to the Dreaming City, and boy, let me tell you, the Dreaming City is an amazing looking area. If you haven't gotten there yet, you're in for a real, extremely pleasant treat. But we'll cover that information in a later video. I just wanted to help those Guardians out there who are in the Tangled Shore right now trying to get the heroic public events done. And it's definitely worth it. You're going to be needing a lot of gear to grind your way up to the new soft cap of power level 500. And heroic public events are some of the best ways to get that done, to get your subclasses unlocked, and all kinds of other stuff. But alright, Guardians, that is it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. We've still got plenty of other things to cover for Destiny 2 Forsaken, so make sure you're staying tuned to the channel for all the latest information that's going to be coming out. But I'm out for now. Once again, thank you so much for watching. As always, I'm the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.